What's going on YouTube? Crypto Matrix here, coming at you with another cryptocurrency stream. And guys, there's been a lot of price action over the last few days. That Bitcoin price prediction of 9,250 was basically hit to the dot, guys. Let me know if you saw that rise all the way up there. I predicted that would happen over the last few days, and it did. And guys, we're still awaiting a big breakout in price action for Bitcoin, although Electroneum had a big price breakout up into that green box for the last few days. Guys, we're going to go over that today. And if, guys, that sounds good to you, be sure to subscribe and like. And I'm going to dive right into the price action. All right, guys, check it out. So as you can see, we have this new trend line that we're going in. We're still in this descending triangle, but we have been putting in higher lows, so higher low, higher low, higher low. But we did kind of break out of this channel to the upside for a brief moment. And that was the 9,247, give or take, okay? And then we had a bit of a price drop off, the EMA20 touch back towards the EMA55, and then a bit of a price rise up again. The Bollinger Bands are pretty tight. That's why I think there's a big move incoming. This movement is not anything to be really, nothing to write home about, that's for sure. There's been a lot of boring action for the last few weeks, a very condensed Bitcoin price, and not a lot of price action. The volatility's been very low, as well as the volume. There hasn't been too much going on in the trading department. So you can expect these prices to not be moving around too much and very stable, okay? But they're expecting a break coming this week, and so am I. So I'll get into that, and there's going to be 5 reasons on why the Bitcoin price should have a breakout come this week. I'm thinking on the 22nd, so 2 days from now. And we'll get into that in a little bit, guys. But let me know what you guys think is going on with the price action. Do you think we're bullish? Do you think we're bearish? I think we're going to get a little bit of a bounce down now to retest some of this lower level here, okay? Maybe like the $9,150 mark, okay? And if it bounces down even further to retouch some of these supports, we can end up down at the 9,080 or 90 levels pretty quickly, guys. And I wanted to go over Electroneum right here. Guys, we had that breakout into the green box. That is awesome. That is exactly what we needed to see for healthy Electroneum price action. We rode this channel all the way up, and this only has a 30% of chance of breaking to the upside, but it broke to the upside, guys. We didn't have a breakdown. We didn't even touch supports. We just shot straight up. Okay, the EMA20 pushed right through the EMA55 and then extended all the way towards the top. The Bollinger Bands widened, but as you can see, the Bollinger Bands are still kind of remaining decently tight through this move. Like it broadened out right here when the move started. Then they're tightening up again. So that's why I think we're getting a little bit of a pullback here. But I think what would be really good for Electroneum for the future is if we did something like this. Okay, something up like that, like an upward motion. See if we can kind of get rejected right here, but then pump back up out of it. We need to see positive motion from Electroneum here. And remember, the previous high at 0.0068, so we got really close to it, but that's still a lower high than the last peak, okay, guys? So we could still be in a downward trend, depending how far this goes. But with the trend that we're on currently, it does look like we are in an uptrend, okay? Because we put in higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and now we have a big spike up. Okay, guys, so we could get a little bit of a pan off here. That would be expected, but I think we could get more price movement to the upside as long as it follows this channel. We just kind of have to watch it and see what's going on right now. Again, lots of good stuff going on in Electroneum project, so you can expect a bit of an uptrend to finally start to kick in here. And after this long downtrod heading down, we're in for some up times now. So I can expect some upward motion for a while now. This kind of reminds me of back in the beginning of May, right when we had that motion here. Okay, guys, so hopefully we can get a little bit more movement upward and to the right here, and not anything panning down back towards these support lines. We don't want to end up back in this triangle, for instance. So I think we're going to kind of get a little bit of a sideways motion, a little bit of bouncing around up here in this green box. And that's what it looks like is going on for Electroneum, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think there's more up times coming? Do you think we're going to get another spike up and out of this green box? Do you think we're going to move sideways? Or do you think we're just going to break down and touch some of these supports again? Let me know what you guys think. I think we're going to kind of go sideways a little bit now. And guys, I wanted to talk about 5 things that could cause a Bitcoin breakout on July 22nd. as we've been touching the $9,000 support level many times. Okay, we punched up to the $9,200 range right now. BTC's compression could possibly be nearing its end. So on Monday, BTC USD hovered around the $9,180 mark, having its local highs 9,226 earlier in its highest July 15th. A cycle of lower lows and lower highs, the current compression cycle showed little sign of breaking this month, as Cointelegraph reported. However, the status quo is ripe for change, and that should happen this week, says analysts. This feels like a little World Cup of sorts. Bitcoin could break out on or about the 22nd, Jason Williams, co-founder of crypto hedge fund Morgan Creek Digital, tweeted on Sunday. So that's when he thinks it's going to break out, is the 22nd. I was predicting this week. So the 22nd would fall right into that prediction, guys. So CZ don't take safe haven status too literally. So speaking to Bloomberg on July 20th, Changpeng Zhao, known as CZ in cryptocurrency circles, cautioned against considering BTC USD as having a particular relationship to stocks. I think people should not take that meaning of safe haven assets too literally. There are always multiple factors affecting the price of an asset, he told the network. And then he quotes, if you imagine Bitcoin is the same as a float and there's a Titanic sinking beside it, if there's a rope tying the float to the Titanic, then the float will sink down with the Titanic. Even though the float does have floating properties, it's just not able to sustain that kind of load. So that was an interesting analogy, guys. But in essence, what he's saying, if a bigger boat's pulling down another boat, that other boat's going to drag that one down with it. So what they're talking about is just all the stuff going on in the world right now with the coronavirus. There's a lot of fear back in the market again. Is there going to be a second sell-off wave? And, you know, there could just be a lot of corresponding factors which pull the price down, okay? Even though we want the price to go up, there could be just a lot of negative pressure. One analyst says gold may keep pumping. So according to Bank of America Securities, commodities strategist Michael Winmer, gold may have even more room for growth than its current 9-year highs. We need a little bit more visibility before gold prices start peaking, he told CNBC. Data from on-chain monitoring resource Skew, meanwhile, confirms that Bitcoin has firmly beaten gold's year-to-date gains of 27.7% versus 18.4%. And there's the chart right here, guys. So you can see BTC in black right there. Check that out. And crypto futures show signs of life, guys. So Binance further reported significant growth in its future products focused on altcoins, contrasting with a tailing off in the activity for Bitcoin. In July alone, the exchange's altcoin perpetual futures volume grew 150% to 5.1 billion from 2 billion, while daily volume and altcoin futures hit $2 billion. This is said in an accompanying blog post, underscores investor attention, concentrating on altcoin markets in the wake of uninspiring Bitcoin price action. The usual stagnation in Bitcoin's price has shifted investors' appetites towards altcoins as price surges to new all-time highs, the blog post stated. This explosion in altcoin demands has ushered in an altcoin season, as seen by Bitcoin's declining market capitalization dominance. So check it out, guys. Here's the BTC futures aggregated daily volumes. And you can see here it's only peaking at one point around June 22nd, around 15 billion. So Bitcoin fundamentals stay at all-time highs. So which direction a Bitcoin price breakout could take is open to debate. However, analysts suggest a pullback of 11% in line with support as part of a current descending price channel. So guys, that's what I've been talking about, a big flash crash happening, is we could get a big drop off all the way down into the 7s again, skip right through the 8s. But you'd like to believe that the supports in the 8s at like the $8,500, $700 mark would come into play, and that they would bounce off, and we wouldn't go that low again. Because remember, guys, we are in a bull market post-halving, okay? We left the reaccumulation phase before that expansion. You guys get the drift. We are in a bull market, even though it doesn't feel like it. At the same time, Bitcoin network fundamentals and miner sentiment remain conspicuously strong. Difficulty is forecast for another 6.3 rise in 7 days' time, which will constitute its highest level ever. Likewise, the average hash rate remains near its historical all-time highs, guys. Check that out. So the difficulty is really high, but we're still expecting some possible higher prices there. So guys, let me know what you guys think is going to happen. Do you guys think that the Bitcoin price is going to rise over the next month? Do you think it's going to decline? Do you think we're going to get a flash crash? I want to know what you guys think in the comments. I think the Bitcoin price might get a little bit of a pullback over the next few days, but it's nothing to really worry about. I still think the bull market is still going to play out the way it's supposed to. Can you guys imagine if we actually hit $140,000 over the next 2 years? That would just be the 4th time that this coin has done something like that, okay? Remember, guys, it went from $100 to $1,000, from $1,000 to $20,000, okay, guys? It can happen again. And before that, it went from $1 to $100. You know, it's just a matter of time, I think, before it repeats history again, and we see some new all-time highs that are just blowing the old all-time highs away. That's what I really think is going to happen, guys. So make sure you're being mindful of how much coin you're putting in, how much you're leaving in fiat, because with all the money printing going on right now, guys, money, or your cash money, is just not worth the same as it used to. And every year, about 2% of it goes down the drain. Especially with all this printing going on, I really do believe Bitcoin is a very safe asset. Just like gold, although it's still in its infancy stage. So when something like Bitcoin becomes as popular as gold and has the same kind of market capitalization as gold, Bitcoin is going to be worth astronomically more and just be something that is something to be reckoned with, to say the least. Okay, guys, I think Bitcoin is here to stay, and it's going to be one of the most strong assets in the future, and it already has proven to be such. And guys, that's really all I have time for today. Be sure to subscribe and like. I'm doing this every single day and giving my honest price action calls and where I think the price is moving. And I've been nailing it so far, guys. If you're watching the channel, you know I'm making good price calls. I feel like I'm making good price calls. The market has been good to us. And I think that the future holds a lot of good times for cryptocurrency holders, guys. So be sure to subscribe and like, guys. I am Crypto Matrix. I'll catch you guys later.